Hey everyone, Tammy Trayer, TrayerWilderness.com. Welcome to my kitchen. As you can see, I'm wearing a sweater and stirring a hot pot. It was chilly this morning here in northern Idaho, although our temperatures this week have gone up to almost 100 degrees just about every day, so it's really bizarre weather. But this is Idaho, and it's that time of year where fall's trying to creep in, and quite honestly, we're thankful. I am making pizza sauce, and hopefully this is a better connection. I tried this a little bit ago and it wasn't working so well, so I'm making another effort. Chad, if you're out there, thank you for sharing that it was a bad connection. This is one of the jars of the pizza sauce that I made the other day. The lighting's kind of dark in here, sorry. I made 13 quarts of pizza sauce 2 days ago, and I'm working on another batch. We have a full canner here. I'm going to show you this. Good deal. Thanks, Chad. Appreciate it and glad it's better. Here is my pizza sauce. Now, if you could only smell it, all those Italian seasonings in there. Oh, my house smells amazing. I love it. I love, love, love it. This is my favorite thing to do. I love being in my kitchen and love putting food on my canning shelves. As many of you know, we went 6.5 months last year without an income because of my illness. I was flat on my back after having life-saving surgery in January till just about July. And I was finally able to really get around. And granted, I could get up and I could go for a walk, but it would stress me out so much that I'd end up on the couch and flat on my back. It was not a good time. I was very, very sick. And the mountain man was taking care of me as well as Rhonda from the Farmer's Lamp, and we ended up going 6.5 months without an income. And that was when the realization really set in on how important it has been for us to practice what we preach. What we share with you is what we live. And to me, knowing how to put your food up and putting food up and having a good food pantry of wholesome foods, that is most important as well. Because you do not realize how badly the processed foods are killing you, really, from the inside out. You have problems sleeping, you have joint pain, you have gut pain, you are tired all the time, and lethargic, and emotional, and the list goes on. When you start eating a non-GMO, non-processed diet, you will see such a huge difference in your life. But that was when we really realized, you know, that what we are doing is really the key thing. And that's what we've always felt in our hearts and in our minds. But to experience it, we never went without food during those 6.5 months. We had $9.95 in our checking account, and that was it. And God continued to bless us. God blessed us with the knowledge and the desire to live a lifestyle like this, because we would have had to forage otherwise. And honestly, when things started to turn around, we still had plenty of food. So living with a full pantry, not just day-to-day cooking, you know, and having just enough food for 3 days or a day, you really need to think about that. And that's something that I want to really drill into you today. And canning is not a scary thing. Honestly, it's just like anything else. Riding a bike, tying your shoes. It's something you should learn. It is a life skill, and it is something that will take us through our unknown future if things were to ever fall apart. And we are not doom and gloom people. You know, we're not, you know, this is not a fear-mongering video. We don't live on fear, we live on faith. But it still says in the Bible to be prepared. And it's important to be prepared, but it's also still important to trust in God and to let Him lead the way, and not think that you're so prepared that you don't need Him either. So there's a fine line, but it's so important to be prepared, and I can't express it enough in knowing these skills, because these, like I said, are life skills. The next set of skills that you need to learn is how to shoot an animal, kill an animal. I know that some people are very against that, very fearful of that, but if anything were to ever happen, even think of it this way: your children end up lost in the woods sometime, and they're out there for a week at a time. They need to eat and they need to drink. And if they know how to fend for themselves and attain food and butcher food and clean food and cook food, all you need to do is find them. they will take care of themselves. And those are skills that everybody should have. And I know it makes people squeamish, but it was God's design. And if we don't take care of the overpopulation of animals, they die of disease anyway. So, and you will not find cleaner meats. Those meats do not have hormones, they do not have GMOs, and you don't have to feed them all year long. Our hunting season is very big because in addition to putting all of our canned goods on the shelf, we also fill our freezer, and whatever's left goes on our canning shelf, all of our meats. So it's really important. This is such an important skill to know, and if you're afraid, I encourage you to check out the rest of my videos. And my dear friend Melissa K. Norris has an amazing canning class that you can go simply to by going to TrayerWilderness.com/canning class. And it's very inexpensive, but it's definitely worth it. And I'm going to real quick share my recipe with you. I see there are people out there joining me. Where are you from? And what are some of the things you like to can or would like to learn how to can? And while you're sharing that with me, I'm going to share the recipe. This is a 33-quart canner, which is, if I remember correctly, 134 cups of sauce in here. So I tend to doctor my recipes. If I don't find a recipe that sounds good to me, I utilize it. Fish, great idea. Yes, salmon is really great to can, and we will have to pursue that for you, Chad, because we are dying to get out fishing. It's one thing we haven't gotten a lot of in while we've been building our homestead. So very good, Chad. And like I said, everybody jump in, share the things you want to can. Now, I made this recipe up, and it passed the test the other night because we had pizza. They've been jonesing for pizza, and I didn't have sauce, so now I've taken care of their needs. But this, I chopped and diced all my tomatoes and filled this canner. I turned it on low heat, and I've been simmering it, and I'm going to simmer it all day. I added 25 teaspoons, I had to think about it, sorry, 25 teaspoons of oregano. I added 10 teaspoons of marjoram, basil, and garlic. Now that's garlic powder, not salt. And then I added 2 tablespoons of sea salt. I am a big sea salt or Celtic sea salt girl, and if I could just get you to smell this, oh my gosh, it smells so absolutely amazing. So this will cook all day, and then my blender happens to be lost in our shed. So I am using, hang on as I wreck my kitchen, a submersible blender in this. And I did not peel my tomatoes, I did not seed my tomatoes. I want all that nutrients in there. So I'm going to use this. It made it very smooth. If it has a couple lumps, no big deal, because our pizzas are not lumpless. We do pickles on our pizza. We do game meats, venison, elk. We do organic pepperoni or organic ham. And we do organic cheese and goat's milk cheese, and you name it. Whatever the mood is, that's what goes on the pizza. We also do our hot sauce on our pizza. And my chili sauce recipe can be found on my website by going to TrayerWilderness.com/chili sauce. And my hot mustard recipe, I believe, is also on there. But the reason I'm bringing those up is because I said about the hot sauce. The hot sauce and the hot mustard are in my cookbook. And the cookbook has tips and tricks on gluten-free and dairy-free cooking, sun oven cooking, and has all of our favorite recipes, including some canning and wood stove recipes. So that can be found, as well as my other books, by going to TrayerWilderness.com/Tammy Trayer. And I am working on another cookbook which will include recipes like this and varying others, including Grandma Trayer's apple butter recipe, which will be next because the Mountain Boy and I picked apples yesterday. So to fill you in, I have this simmering. I'm going to simmer it all day, and then I'm going to fill my jars. I'm going to wipe the tops off, make sure there's a 1/4 or 1/2 inch headspace, 1/2 inch, the top of the jars, put my flats and my rings on, and then I'm going to water bath can them for about 30 minutes. And just to make sure we are following the FDA's guidelines for safe canning. And then these babies go on my shelf. My goal is to get 52 quarts because that'll give me a year's worth of Fridays of pizza night. And a quart seems excessive, but we do often 3 to 4 pizzas on a regular night, and if we have guests, I'll make 6 to 8 pizzas. So it gets a little crazy, lots of pizzas, lots of stuff going on in my kitchen, but it's a great time. Fellowshipping over food is one of the best things to do. And I have to thank a big shout out to my good friend Gudrun and George for picking up all this produce for me. I started out with 160 pounds of tomatoes, 40 pounds of peppers, 25 pounds of garlic, and 100 pounds of onions. So quite the haul, and it is quite the week. It's a week-long process for me, and it's just something I treasure. This is the first year that I'm doing most of this myself. I had Mountain Ben and the Mountain Man jumping in and helping me with the chili sauce, and I've been on my own since. The guys are putting a roof on, and the Mountain Boy is working his full-time job apprenticing as a small motor repairman in a saw and cycle shop. So I'm very proud of him. I did sneak him away yesterday morning. You might have seen the video with us picking apples. We left early before he had to start work, and I got him out there. That was so fun. I love spending time with my boy. We've made so many memories over the years picking fruits and vegetables and canning. It's just a good time. It's a great memory maker. It's a great thing to, like I said, fill your shelves. So pizza sauce is really quite simple. I will put a bunch of links in the description, and you can also look for this recipe on our website at TrayerWilderness.com, and there I will have a bunch more resources. A bunch of my friends have written amazing books for canning. One is a canning journal, which I think is an absolute necessity, just like a gardening journal, because you can look back from year to year and see what you did, how many quarts you did, and that way you know if you run short that you need to increase your numbers for the following year, and really keep track of what your family's needs are. And also just to be able to have a diary of it is kind of cool. I don't know, I like that kind of stuff, and being able to look back. Same with the garden, making notes of things that happened for both, the pros and cons, things that you may have failed on that you need to do differently, all that stuff. It's good to record. So I am going to jump off of here, but I am going to be back in about a half an hour. It's getting warmer, so I need to get rid of the sweater, and I'm going to show you another project. I am working on pickled garlic, and I want to show you some simple tricks to work with garlic that you may not be aware of while this cooks down and continues to fill my kitchen with amazing aromas. Anyway, thanks for joining me. Leave in the description or in the comments below. Let me know what you enjoy canning, what your favorite foods are on your shelf, and things that you'd like to learn if you are new to canning, because I will be happy to direct you put you in the right direction of the information you're looking for. So you guys have a great day. I appreciate you joining me all the time. I did get it, Chad. I saw your email, and I will shoot you a message back. We actually got word the other day about our backhoe part. It is a part that is very hard to find, and God just blessed us with an email yesterday telling us the price and availability. So we were able to find it, but I will reach out to you anyway and let you know. And I'm sorry I didn't get back to you. I've been picking apples and canning like a wild woman. So, and thank you for your communications. I enjoy chatting with you, Chad, and the rest of you. If you're always welcome to email us at any time at survive@TrayerWilderness.com. You guys take care. I'll see you on the next video in about a half an hour. God bless.